Hey out there, thanks for tuning in. Today I want to talk about something that I know bothers me either every once in a while or more than every once in a while. And it's financial insecurity. You know about that? I bet you do, because I did a little survey today amongst 5 of my friends, 5 people that I admire in one way or the other, from the serenity that they have in their life or the way that they deal with other people, their kindness or their humility. The amount of money that they have ranges from they're struggling to make ends meet week to week, they're struggling there, to someone that has well over $1 million in the bank. And I asked them a couple questions about financial insecurity, how it affects them, how often do they think about it, are they filled with fear, how do they get out of it, some other tricks, strategies, techniques, things like that. So I want to talk a little bit about that. Financial insecurity, fear, and then also financial awakening and having faith. It's not as easy as, well, I would consider myself having a financial awakening. There's a little catch to that though. It doesn't mean you're going to wake up every morning having a financial awakening and feeling good. For some reason, and I don't know if you can identify with this, the place that my mind goes to, which is the easiest to latch onto to get me into fear, is finances. In my case, I've never been doing so good as I am right now. I've never been in such a good position as I am right now. And yet, just the other day, I think I wanted to go into bed and get underneath the covers. Had a little setback. Fear entered in. I don't stick in that kind of a situation or that kind of a mindset for that long anymore, but it hurts. So one of my friends that I was talking to, which is kind of down in the dumps with his finances right now, he's almost debilitated from it. And I know from personal experience, if I'm in pain, I don't want to hear someone up on a pulpit preaching to me. Instead, it helps when someone just talks to me. And in this case, I said to him, I'm really glad that you shared that with me, and here's what happened to me the other day so I can completely identify you're not alone. You're not alone. Those are some powerful words. So, money isn't everything. However, it must be something, because it's always on my mind. Hey, how do you like my new app? I could stop and then restart video. So financial insecurity, fear. I know what it feels like in me, and I see it in other people. It doesn't matter if you have no money in the bank or if you have $1 million in the bank. It still comes to us. It's a fear of losing what we have or not getting what we want. The important thing is, how do we get out of the fear? Well, one of the techniques is the stories that we tell ourselves really aren't that accurate. You know, if you say, I'm broke, that's really a story. Now, if you say, I have $7.36 in my bank, that's reality. And that stinks, don't get me wrong. But at least we're getting there. Like, it's a pointer in the right direction that we're not using our mind, or we're not taking our mind's word for it. So I talked to a couple of my friends today about financial insecurity. One of them lives week to week, is always in a bind for cash. And if he misses a couple hours worth of work, you know, sometimes he has to give up some stuff. He's either late on a bill or he doesn't get something for, you know, he has no money. And when I say no money, I mean he really doesn't have too much money. He suffers from financial insecurity. A lot of my friends were right in here somewhere, because I made this chart 0 to 10. They're right in here, somewhere between 3 and 7. And then I have another friend of mine. I'm going to say he's at like 10. Worked all his life, just about retired, still has some money coming in, but has a nice nest egg. However, he still suffers from financial insecurity. It's a common thread. I bet you if we asked Warren Buffett or Bill Gates, hey, do you have any financial insecurity? Do you ever get fearful of losing your money? I bet you it's all the time. Matter of fact, they might have more than us. So we're talking about financial insecurities. Now we're going to talk about financial awakening, because that's the exact opposite of financial insecurities. Financial awakening is to realize that, yes, money isn't everything. It's practical, we use it. How could we be a master of money instead of having money be a master of us? All these different, we've all heard all the different things, stay in the moment, all these different things. How do we get there? Is it faith? I think faith has a big part of this. For me personally, prayers, meditation, and having faith really helps. However, having a financial awakening doesn't mean you're granted it forever. It's almost like you have to be awoken every day with this. You can't just wake up and think that it's going to be with you. You have to do something about it because it's really only a daily reprieve. It is for me, and I would imagine that most of you guys would agree. I can tell you I feel like $1,000,000 right now. Everything's going well. All I want is peace and serenity in my life. And then I get a call from a realtor. And she says, we're going to have to back out. Some buyer's remorse. Then all of a sudden, the things that were the most important to me go right out the window. How long does it last? That depends. What can I do to maintain my daily reprieve and being in a financial awakening? I'm going to give you some techniques that really work for me. So if I had all the answers about how to get out of financial insecurity and get into financial awakening, I don't know what I'd do, but I probably wouldn't be here making a video. I'm here to tell you that I suffer from financial insecurity and fear, and then it goes away, and I'm in financial awakening. And I'm here to give you a couple techniques that are always foolproof for me, that always make me feel better. Talking to others, when I talk to others, I realize I'm not alone. And if I feel like I'm not alone, I want to deliver that message to you guys. You are not alone. So when my friend told me today about almost being debilitated with the financial insecurities, I was able to say that to him. I felt the same way, and you're not alone, my friend. Thinking of others, even when I can't talk to them, when I'm thinking of others, it helps me. Helping them helps you. Paradox. Paradoxes are awesome. Who would have known that me thinking of you makes me feel better? So I don't know if I have answers to get people out of financial insecurity as much as maybe I have a couple pointers, like it's pointing in the right direction, but to get the words together is a little difficult. However, I do know what never works. These tactics never work. Dismissing someone's fear. You shouldn't feel that way. You shouldn't be fearful because it's never worked with me. Has that worked with you? I try to not do that. And when people do that to me, I kind of recoil. Shame or guilt. How dare you feel that way? You were once homeless. How dare you not be grateful for what you have in your life? It's never worked with me. I feel worse when that happens. Speaking from the pulpit. So, let me tell you what you should do. This is what you should do because of this, because I read this in a book, and you should be doing this. I don't know. Maybe I'm ultra sensitive, but when that happens to me, I feel worse. Tit for tat. You think your deal is bad? Listen to what happened to me 12 years ago. It doesn't help. Any negativity doesn't help. Somebody's in fear or pain or discomfort, I really want to either be quiet or lend a hand in some positive way. So any negativity doesn't help. I kept this one up for at least 2 or 3 slides because it's pretty important. We're all in this together. You and me and them, and we're all in this together. And when in doubt, respond with love. Remind me of that tomorrow if I wake up and I'm in a bad place. So anyway, let me wrap it up. Like I said, I don't have all the answers. I just went over what never works. It never works for me. Maybe it works for you, but I've never seen it work. All those negative thoughts I was just talking about. Negative things. Here's what seems to work. What works? Love. What's love? Doesn't mean I'm going over and I'm embracing somebody I don't know and kissing them in the ear. Love means sending some warm thoughts somebody's way. Maybe smiling. For me. because I'm not getting up on that pulpit. I'm telling you, for me, what works. And it's so funny. It's like that paradox I was talking about before. When I send love, it comes right back to me. I got to be reminded of that. This is that daily reprieve I was talking about. I got to be reminded. Kindness. What is kindness? Kindness is, sure, it's an act of, I guess, opening up the door for someone. If you're waiting for them to say thank you, then that might not be that much of an act of kindness. An act of kindness, you'll know it when you do it, because, again, I want to keep on coming back to paradoxes, but it feels awesome. It feels awesome to me when I'm kind. Why do I have to be reminded of it if it feels so good? And warmth. What's warmth? To me, I think of warmth, and I think of my parents spending time with me when I was a kid. It wasn't the material possessions. It wasn't the money. I don't even know how my parents felt about economic insecurity, but they sure played it off as if they were staying in the moment. And they would spend time with me. I'd either be fixing a car with my dad and handing him the screwdrivers, and whew, it was the best time. Going on a school bus with my mom, she drove a school bus, and I'd be sitting in that front row, just spending time with her. Time. Warmth. Spending time with no conditions there. So, I don't know if this helped anybody out there, but I bet you have felt financial insecurity. So if you leave here with just one message, I want it to be this. You're not alone. We're all in this together.